STD-6. Welcome back to the maths class once again. So in our last class, what we have done, we have completed exercise number 3.2 from sum number 1 till sum number 3, right? So today what we are going to do, we are going to learn a bit more about sum number 4 and on. Okay, so in sum number 4, what is there? Look at very carefully. See here, outside the bracket, first of all, inside the bracket there is a -5, right? Now we know what kind of number they are. They are the negative number. Now the catch is this: outside this bracket, first bracket, there is another subtraction sign. So what we are going to do? What will be the result of that? We have to find out. Okay. So this is a template sum. Now before knowing how to do that, we have to know some of the rules. So what are the rules? What will be the answer of the interaction between the signs? We are going to know. Okay. So according to this, I am going to apply some of the conditions. Okay. So here, see, within this bracket, suppose there is a number -a. Okay, and outside this bracket there is another minus. Okay, now this a is not so important out here. The important is that what are the signs and how they are going to interact together and giving result to what. So when this minus and minus, they are interacting, they will interact together to give a result of plus. So the answer will be plus a. Okay. Now again, if there is a minus outside and there is a plus a inside the bracket, what will be the answer? The answer will be minus when interact with plus, it will give an answer of minus a. Okay, so minus minus interact together, give a plus, plus minus interact to give a minus. Okay, now similarly, if there is a plus sign outside the bracket and inside it there is a minus a or minus any integer, the answer will be similar as this. Okay, so the interaction will give an answer of minus a. Okay, so minus minus together gives a plus, minus plus together gives a minus, plus minus together gives a minus. Okay, so these are the three conditions what we have to follow. Now according to that, if we are following this methods, so what we are going to write in this case, minus minus together they interact to give a what? Give a plus 5, right? And the integer that is inside the bracket will remain the same, just their sign will differ. Okay. Now coming to the number 5. I hope you have understand the number 4. Now coming to the number 5, what they have asked? They have asked the additive inverse of what? Minus 11. Now what this additive inverse stands for? How do we find it out? Now suppose again we are taking a number, arbitrary number as minus plus a, say. Okay. So here a number is there plus a. Alright. Now when we have to add this number with something to give an answer of what? A 0. Okay. So it has to be added with something to give an answer of 0. Now how we are going to do? Plus a when added, suppose this plus a when added with minus a, it gives an answer of what? 0, right? Because if we are following the line number, suppose I am replacing this a with 1, okay? Plus 1 and minus 1. Now according to the line number, 0 is here, this is the plus end and this is the minus end. Okay? Now 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so here is the plus 1 and here is the minus 1. Okay, now we are standing in plus 1. Okay, Now when we are adding up or subtracting, not adding, subtracting -1, what we have already learned that when we are adding up some negative number, because we can say this is something +1 plus -1, right? Because plus minus, they both interact together to give a -1, right? So here, when -1 is added with +1, where this number is going? In the left hand side. So when this one jump we are taking, okay, when this one jump we are taking, we are subtracting 1, okay, we are subtracting 1 here. So when we are taking one jump toward the left hand side, what we are going to get? We are going to stop at 0, right? Once again, understand this very carefully. When we are standing at +1, then we are going to do what? We are going to subtract a -1, okay? We are going to subtract a 1 with 1. Because if you remember, simply when we were learning about plus and minus in our very earlier classes, so when 1 is subtracted from 1, it gives an answer of 0, right? Then if we are writing this in this way, it becomes an integer, right? So +1 when together -1, it gives an answer of 0, right? Similarly, when we are adding up, say I am writing out here, when there is a and -a, any two different sign integer, when interact, if their values are similar, they simply interact together, gives a 0. Okay. Now, in case of additive inverse, exactly if we are asked what is the additive integer of -11, the additive integer we are going to represent by this. Okay. So eventually we can say this is the +5 is the additive integer of -5. Okay. So basically the additive integer of -11 is going to be +11, because they will interact, +11 will interact with -11 to give an answer of 0. Okay, so this is how we understand what is additive integer. Now coming to the sum number 6. Okay, now the number 1 of sum number 6 says, write the integer which is its own additive integer. Now we have understand that what are the additive integer. What are the additive integer? The two numbers which interact together to give an answer of 0, other than the multiplication and division. Okay, so when two positive and one positive and negative number interact together to give a 0, that those both of the number are the additive integer of each other. Okay, so here they have said that write the integer which is its own additive integer. Okay, so there is, say, a number is a. Okay, so according to the question, what it will be, that plus a, that will be the additive integer of, so according to the basically according to the additive integer, this is the answer, this is the condition basically. So when they have asked that write the integer which is its own additive integer, +1 cannot be the additive integer of -1, because the plus domain and minus domain both are different from each other, right? So when one number or one integer has to be its own additive integer, it needs to be in between what? In between the plus domain and minus domain. This is the plus domain and minus domain. So which number is lying in between both of the domain? That is the 0, right? So +0 or -0, both are like additive integer to each other because they don't have basically the value of any positive or negative. Okay, so we can say that 0 is the integer which is its own additive inverse. Okay, now coming to the number 3. Write the integer which is 2 less than its additive integer. Okay, so now let's take the help of line number. Here 0 is line. Now what they have said, we have to find the integer which is 2 less than its additive integer. Now if the number, say the number is minus a, so its additive integer will be plus a. Okay, but ultimately both of the value of both of the integer will be same, right? Now we have to find that number which will be 2 less than its additive integer. Now 2 less, as they have said, so we can understand that number is going to be the negative of the positive integer. Okay, so let's find that number. Say this is 1, 2, 3 of positive side. Now again this is minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. Alright. Now here when we are talking about plus 2. Now 2 less than its additive integer. We are talking about that. 2 less means 2 jump toward the left hand side. If we are taking 2 jump toward the left hand side from plus 2, it is going to be end at where? 0. So no, this is not going to be the additive integer because their values are different. Now let's talk about the 1, plus 1. Now let's take 2 jump toward the left hand side. 2 jump toward the left hand side. Where we are going to end up? At minus 1. So we can say that basically minus plus 1 is the additive integer of minus 1. Where, how we are going to write? Minus 1 is the integer which is 2 less than what? Then its additive integer, that is plus 1. Alright, so this is it for this class. In our next class, we are going to proceed to the next chapter. Till then, thank you for watching and complete the sums.